Welcome back to some more Create Integrated. Yes, I've got some big plans for this area, but today is actually not going to be so much about the big plans for this area. Outside of I did get an area cleared out, and we now have more foundations for more builds. But today is definitely going to be an adventure. Today is going to be an adventure of upgrading our spellbook, fighting some bosses, and doing so very efficiently. The reason why I want to do this is because we need to take on a warden. Well, kind of. We need to go to the deep dark, not necessarily take down a warden, because we could get echo shards in a plethora of different ways, including villager trading, and also looting, of course. But killing that warden, I feel like that's an achievement. Now, over the course of the last few episodes, we've done everything from automating all of our stuff using refined storage and figuring out solutions for that, to automating diamonds with crabs, as odd as that may sound. But the big thing is that we've gotten into Ars, and we are quite deep into Ars, almost so that we are wearing the highest tier gear that is available in the pack. But we are missing one upgrade, and that is our spellbook getting to the last tier. As to do this, we are going to need to be able to take on the Wilden and also kill ourselves a wither, which we haven't done. So how many bosses are we going to take down today? A few. Now I'm going to need you to sit down for this one, because what I'm about to show you deals a ton of damage to bosses. And for this, all you need, I believe, is just a tier 2 spellbook. We don't even need a tier 3 spellbook in order to do this. So to build this boss killer spell, we are going to need pantomime, which is kind of an interesting thing. It kind of allows us to focus on a specific air block whenever we have sensitive applied to it. So it's almost like an angel block that kind of floats around. And so it does allow us to do things like break the block that we're sort of looking at, or place a block we're looking at. That's exactly what we're going to do here. We are going to place a block, and that block needs to be inside of our inventory for this to work. Something to be able to test here. You can see that I see an outline of a block, and that's exactly what we want. And the only block I have in my inventory is the girders. And so whenever I click, it actually places a girder mid-air, but it'll place any block so long as I have one in my inventory. Now, I'm going to need you to sit back down for this one, because we can actually affect that block that gets placed down. Well, we can affect that block so long as we do have a focus of block shaping, which allows us to modify and move blocks, giving us the ability to morph spells even further. All of this doesn't really cost that much, and like I said, can be done in the lower tiers of your Ars gear. And in reality, it doesn't even use that much mana or source whenever you're actually setting these up. Perfect. So now let's just throw another rock, which is exactly what we're going to do today. This is going to go into our spell soak focused slot, and now we can start to modify using some spells in a very interesting way. Again, I recommend setting down for this. And that's because this is where things get weird. We can now also apply leap to this block. And this is a really weird thing already. So now we can throw girders. Have you ever wanted to just throw a girder? Well, now you can. Or maybe you want to throw a brass machine? You can do that too. Now, what if I told you that this deals damage? This is the power of this. So we can effectively shoot at a mob, a block, and it does deal quite a bit of damage. You can see right there, that's 17 damage for the girders, but that damage value does increase depending on what you throw. So for example, like a really high power base thing that you can throw is the really sharp obsidian. And so when you shoot this at a mob, it is going to, well, deal some damage, but you notice it's not really doing anything. And that's because we do need to amplify to be able to do this. And now once we amplify, we can actually toss this block and look at those damage values. Yes, this right here is a gun. Now to this spell, there is another little trick that you can do. You can delay and then also set a break spell. And then on this break spell, after it's been delayed, you are probably going to want to amplify it. Otherwise, it will not be able to break it. And then you probably want pickup just to put it back in your inventory. Doesn't work every time, but it can help. Like, for example, when you attack something and you can see it does put that thing back in your inventory, so you don't have to clean up obsidian all the time. And so as you can see, 75 damage every shot, that really adds up. And if you want to add just a little bit more time so you can shoot things from further away, probably add an extra delay inside of here. But this is the boss killer spell. It quite literally will annihilate bosses for you. Now, this isn't the only way you can modify blocks. For example, instead of leap, you could just launch a block directly in the air. And that will do exactly what you think. It will toss the block directly in the air, much like that, and throw it to the ground. Not exactly a big damage dealer, but just something fun that you can play around with. Another way that you could also modify this is you can extend your range with an amplify. And whenever you add amplify to the pantomime, it moves this out a bit further, which gives you a little bit more sort of range for which you can aim at a mob. I think this is a little bit helpful. So that way you're not so confined to just this direction and this angle and this angle. You kind of get a few more. Now, of course, adding that extra amplify doesn't change the damage values or anything, but it does allow you to aim a bit easier at the things you're trying to hit. And of course, yet again, do not forget that this does not work if you do not have the spell focus equipped. So if I try to now do this with the spell focus not equipped, look at that. It doesn't do any damage at all. Okay, so sit back down for this one. Obsidian is very powerful, but it's also kind of costly and like it does make a huge mess. What if there was a way that we could not make a mess? Now, it's not going to deal as much damage, but you can shoot blocks. Yes, and you can even change the color of them. You can set Conjure Mage Block as the block that actually gets sent and launched. And you can reduce the time so much that the block exists for a brief moment and then immediately breaks upon hitting the ground. And so you can see that happening right here, because as it's a flying entity object, it's not really doing anything special and it's not changing its state. But as soon as it hits the ground, it immediately despawns. And if you go into the Conjure Mage Block section here, you can go into the colors, set it to rainbow or whatever you want. And now whenever you shoot it, it should change colors. I think right now, let's see, maybe set it to yellow. Oh, I guess this only affects it when the block is actually placed down and it just never gets enough time to place down. So no, you're going to be shooting pink blocks apparently. But I mean, if you got rid of the reduced time, the block will eventually despawn. It's just, this is what it would look like if it was set to a rainbow block. It will actually rotate through rainbows. But this spell is so good because you could just keep spamming it. And I mean, 27 damage is not bad. Don't get me wrong, it's no 75 damage that you get from obsidian, but it is a good option for just normal combat. You know what? Let's go ahead and try the obsidian. Yeah, I mean, that does a pretty good job. Yeah, they were good test subjects. And you know what? In my mod pack, it's pretty easy for you to get your hands on obsidian. I'm going to go ahead and actually wash some of this. You just wash a few magma blocks and we're ready to go. Now, I am in the nether because I do want to take on the wither, and I just want to test this out on some mobs. Now, the range is the problem. You do have to be a pretty decent distance away from the mob. You don't want to be like right up in the mob's face, basically. I mean, yeah, this spell is just wildly overpowered, and I love it so much. Now, I definitely have enough of the wither skeleton skull fragments to be able to make all 3 heads needed for the wither. But there is something that I actually meant to do a couple episodes ago, and that is re-roll our artifacts. And my goal is to hopefully get lucky enough to be able to, well, get some of the fancy Ars trinkets. That would be really nice. The best way to do this is to take something that we technically have a duplicate of, and we just need to crush it down. This is going to get us a Mimi Dust. This stuff is very, very interesting. Okay, so it already pops up and says re-roll. Now, what we need to do with the Mimi Dust is we then need to take things that we have duplicates of, for example, and we just put them into this chest. And so long as we have duplicates, we can re-roll. This is going to be really, really nice. So I'm going to take all of those duplicates that we have of relics. You can also do this with artifacts too. Put them all in the chest, and we can actually modify this. And it's going to re-roll everything that we put inside of it. This is going to be very, very cool. Okay. So that is all of the relics. Now we have artifacts that we can actually put in here too. So I'll take some of these, put some of the bunny slippers we have a million of in here. So just fill this chest up. That's kind of what I want to do. Perfect. So we now have that chest completely filled up. And then I can shift right click on here, and that is going to turn this into a mimic. Oh my goodness, and it completely one-shot me. This is a powerful mimic. Holy smokes. Okay, so let's pop on over here. Let's grab this. All right, we're going to take this mimic out. I've got to be able to hit it, right, with this? It is so hard to hit it with the obsidian. Okay, maybe not. Holy smokes, this is so much health. This is going to be something that we have to use the damage spell on. This is not something that I think this spell is going to be working for. I guess the more you put in it, the higher the health, the crazier it's ultimately going to be. Oh man, we are destroying the bees nearby. Okay, and it did die, and all of the relics ended up popping into existence. Oh, and one of them that we ended up getting. Oh man, we got all these bees. No, don't sting me. Just go back to your hives. Go back to your hives, do your thing. Oh my goodness, let's get away from all of these guys. Okay, so we did get an illusioner's mantle. Okay, there's all kinds of cool stuff we got. And new things that we didn't have already. Antidote vessels. We did get some things that we still have duplicates of. We got the suspicious hat, cloud in a bottle, plastic drinking, phantom boots, which is really powerful. All right, so not a whole lot on that reroll. The mantle seems interesting though. When taking damage from a living entity, we have a 15% chance to create a player illusion on the opposite side of the attacker, lasting up to 8 seconds, which I mean would cause a distraction. Very cool. And actually, player illusions can be picked up within Ars itself, and does have kind of an effect. Kind of works like something that'll draw mobs to a particular location. I do think it's funny that I just completely underestimated that the mimic may be more difficult, and it just completely destroyed me. I wonder though if a little trick like this, where we just surround it with slabs, will prevent this guy from getting out. Oh yeah, that makes it so much easier to handle the rerolls. And then we can just deal a ton of damage to it. And there it goes. It bursts into a ton. Okay, so we got Emblem of Defense this time. Ooh, the Quantum Bubble, which is kind of interesting. And we also got the Scarf of Invisibility, Feral Claws, Digging Claws. Okay, we're still getting a lot of same things, but I do like the fact that we are getting some of the Ars ones, which I really want. And I mean, this shield is really powerful. Automatically applies a linked spell to an enemy that attacks the player. Then it goes down, it goes on cooldown, and that cooldown, of course, is adjustable depending on the level. That could be very powerful too. Like if an enemy hits us, it just immediately applies a harm spell, or it applies this really lengthy harm spell. Like it just says whatever spell you essentially put on it. Oh, never mind. It says consisting of no more than 3, which is of course adjustable by level, components, and it has to start with the touch form. Now, after re-rolling a couple of times, I've realized that there's not a too many artifacts in a chest, because man, you need so many to re-roll. I still didn't manage to get all of the things I wanted after several re-rolls. But I wasn't really trying to like throw away bad artifacts. I was just really throwing away duplicates. But here we go. So this is what I've gotten so far. I got a spiked cloak, and then the wing of Wilden Stalker, the emblem of assault, of course, the will, or the ring of last will, which is very interesting. It can rewind time when you take fatal damage, which is kind of crazy. And then of course the shield of defense. We got the horn of the Wilden Hunter, and all of these things have like effects. And then also the illusion mantle. So some of these go on your back, and they do actually give an effect. I did notice that like the wing of the Wilden Stalker, so good. And then also the spiked cloak, very, very strong too. So yes, when taking damage equal to 10% of the player's maximum health, it fires several spikes. I don't know if that is going to be, it's going to happen because of how strong we are at the moment. But like the wing of the Wilden Stalker, really, really crazy. Now, it also like gives you an effect on your player. Like this is so cool, and not many things do this. But like the wing of the Wilden Stalker, when you jump and double tap, it puts you in a Lytra flight with a boost. And then you can also boost and flap your wings a couple of times before the effect goes away, and you will eventually have to land. That is amazing. I love this wing of Wilden Stalker now. There's also the horn, which goes on your head and actually sticks out of your head. And this has a chance of, yeah, it summons a couple of pets around you, which is just super cool. Look at the little doggos. And these guys are going to attack for you. Like if I hate this bee, die bee. These doggos are going to attack the bee for me. Look at that. Get him. Get him. Do him. Do. Yeah. Well, there's actually several more artifacts that I really want. And as of right now, these are really nice. I don't have a set spells that I really want to apply to them just yet. But man, I am kind of glad I got the Wing of Wilden Stalker, because it feels so good for traveling around. I mean, it's even better than using our dash spell here, even though we can combine the dash spell with it. It's just, that is wickedly nice. Oh yeah, that's right. I got caught up with all of this and I completely forgot what I was even trying to do. We've got a wither to fight. Like, yes, we are going to get this wither battle started. Now, as far as a good fighting location, I do want to fight this guy out in the open. I want to try and see if I can withstand, with all of my gear having like max protection and stuff. And so if you remember the lighthouse from the start of the series, there it is. And this is where we are going to summon this bad boy. And I am very ready for this. I think we're going to take this guy out so fast by utilizing some obsidian blocks. And I do want to stand back, and we're just going to shoot this guy with the obsidian blocks. It is going to happen that quick. All right, there he goes. Just aim up. I'm hitting him with gravel. Not good. Not good. Let's hit him with this instead. And... oh, he's too close. There we go. Let's get back. Oh, my goodness. Yeah, make sure you keep the blocks closest to you, because it does go from the left to right. So yeah, it was pulling in gravel there for a minute. Oh my goodness. But we did take him on, and we did destroy him with just a spell book and some obsidian blocks. Oh, that is wonderful. Outside of actually taking on the Wither and getting ourselves our first Nether Star, I do need some Totems of Undying, and we can easily farm them. I think I even have some, but one of the easy ways to find this is by simply going to a giant mansion. And a few episodes ago, we did find this mansion, and I don't think this is going to be too difficult for us to get through. Honestly, we could probably just break through the side glass window here and make our way in, right? Oh yeah, right into the chicken jockey arena. This is great. Oh man, and yeah, we may need, oh boy, yep. We may need to actually use our boss killer spell, because these guys do have effects on them. Oh boy. The guy is so fast. Oh, I'm going to have a hard time getting my stuff back from that one. This is rough. That guy's got he's got some speedy business here. It's going to be really tough getting my stuff back. Now, I've used a few of the back commands to help myself get back. But as you can see, that has been going really, really well. So I think now at this point, I am going to work my way over here and try to take this guy out. Okay. So yes, that worked really, really well. As you can see, this is a highly, highly leveled guy. I still have no idea where my stuff is actually at, because it did end up... oh man, I did die so many times. Now I might be getting somewhere. I got this guy trapped in. Now I've just got to keep wandering the hallways and hope there's nothing on the corner. I only have 2 blocks left. Oh no. Now this is only like a level 1, but I'm almost positive that's my gear. I'm giving it a go. I'm just going for it. Going for it. I'm going to try and break it. Oh, that was definitely not my gear. That was not my gear. Oh no. After several deaths, I have a feeling that one of these that is over here is my actual grave, and it should be death 5, but I'm not seeing where that grave went. Oh my goodness, it went all the way to the roof. I really hope this is the actual grave. Please have all my gear. Oh my goodness, I am done. That was a lot. You know what? I did get my Totem of Undying, but I don't think I'll ever be back in this place again. That was awful. Oh my. I only died a few times. Just a few. Oh my goodness. Now after getting back, we have almost everything needed. We still need that Wilden tribute. Man, I'm still shaken up over, I thought I was going to go in there all guns a-blazing. Turns out I was not ready for that, and I should have probably taken it a bit slower. That one was definitely on me. There are strategies, and I completely disregarded all strategy for that. Now, this boss, it's not going to be as bad. We've already fought this boss, so this should be very straightforward. We just need to make sure we have our obsidian ready to go, and this boss should be affected by these spells. Yes, definitely affected by it. Let's just make sure we knock this Wilden around. There we go. I love how it deals knockback damage. By the way, this will take out the dragon in like only a few shots. Okay, we're gonna make sure to dash around. Oh boy, oh boy. Yep, I don't want to get hit by that again. It is a little bit easier of a fight here though, like compared to last time, because of this. And like we can spam it, like especially if they're near the tree here. There we go. We can spam it so long as this guy like has a place, because it just sends him so far back. Oh, but there we go. Wilden tribute. By the way, there are some interesting ways that you can actually automate the Wilden's killing just using Ars itself. That's one thing I love about Ars compared to like Botania. Botania was like super anti-automation for things, especially like vanilla mechanics and bosses and stuff. Ars, completely opposite. Okay, so after taking down all of those bosses, I can now upgrade my spell book to tier 3. Or at least that's the goal. We put our book in here, Archmage spell book, and nice. Now we have the ability to craft up tier 3 spells. Oh my goodness, and use tier 3 spells, which is something that, well, we're going to have to work towards. And that's because to be able to make these, it's simply because there's not a whole lot of tier 3 spells, but they're so darn powerful. These do require marks of technomancy to be able to produce. And these are like the ultimate glyphs. These do provide so many utilities. And so I'm thinking figuring out a way to like handle the Wilden kill would be a good idea. So it is now time for us to locate the deep dark and locate specifically the city. To do this, much like we've located several other things, we'll use a ritual brazier with the tablet of locate structure, and then we'll just hit it with a deep slate brick. And then activate this bad boy and wait for it to find one. Anticipation. Okay, in which it did, and apparently there's one that's not even that far away. Oh wow, that is surprisingly close. Now before we head in there, the Scarf of Invisibility might be super useful. It does take up our necklace slot, but man, it makes us entirely invisible. And so we should be completely invisible, but the effect does go away. It does go away, and this is a really good one, if we interact with anything in the world for 5 seconds. So, yeah, this might be fantastic for this job. And voila, right here it says it is. So yet again, another chance. Now, I do want to make sure that I initiate Featherfall while I am going down. Otherwise, I could just plummet to my death. That would not be nice. And here we are. Oh boy. I've already activated stuff. I am invisible though, but that still doesn't mean I don't make sounds. Okay. This would be a good time for our mirror that gives us night vision, wouldn't it? Very good. Now, thankfully, spells like this, they don't give off any sound. So we shouldn't have to worry about emitting any particular sound. Just so long as we land and hold shift, shouldn't make a whole lot of noise. Opening chests like this should be quite easy. Oh boy, but taking on the Warden. This time though, I am going to activate this, a scroll, so we can set the location here. That way I can make a permanent scroll that allows me to get back. You know what? Because we have dash, I am going to run around and I'm just going to willy-nilly start opening containers and taking stuff. And if the Warden gets summoned, so be it. So be it. I will try my best to make my way home or wait for them to despawn. Oh yeah, they're so gonna spawn here. Look at that echo cake. We got potions of regeneration. Try to hit it with that so we dispel darkness. Oh man, there's so much going on. But I mean, we only get so many warnings. I just want to try and grab as much goodies as possible. As many. Come on now. What about this? Ooh, mechanisms? Oh, this is great. I think though this is probably my final straw. Yep. I bet a Warden is going to be summoned anytime. We only get like 3 chances. Oh yeah. Come on, Warden. Where are you at? Okay. I do want to see what this is going to be like. I have no idea where this guy spawned at, by the way. I need to be very careful. Let's use this. Oh man, that gets reapplied so quickly. Where's he at? Hello, Warden. Maybe it spawned inside of that building, actually. Which, if it did, that's not good for it. Good for me, though. I'm going to just keep getting myself out of here. Oh, man, this elytra's so nice. Oh, yeah. This one... Oh, there's an echo cake. We just got a cake in here, too. This is going to summon the Warden. All right, if all goes wrong, I want to be able to get out of here, but I'm just going to keep spamming. Okay. I may be in a bad situation here. I can't tell. Oh, he's on lava. Oh. Oh. I got out of there. Too much. Too much. I really don't want him to die to the lava. Oh, there he goes. Oh, this is definitely a fight. Hold on, hold on. I gotta get in a better position. I forget. Can he heal? Oh, we killed him. We annihilated him. Did he drop? Oh, he dropped echo ingots. Oh my. Okay, with this, we might actually have an echo farm. How quickly can we take him out? Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Oh, but I've got to get out of here. I can't with this. There's just too much going on. Oh, but at least I have a way to get back here, and we could potentially figure out a way to farm this guy better. We can get him into a position that's farmable. I could definitely farm out some of those echo ingots. Now, after that run, I've got myself echo. I got a little bit of the cake as well, which is like an alternative, by the way, to blaze cakes. Echo cake base, perfect, and some echo shards, which we definitely need. Also, some brass machines, which is kind of a nice bonus at this point. Okay, now, echo ingots are something that we can actually make, and we should be able to automate this fully. We are going to need like a progression of getting molten echo, which does give us 100 millibuckets for 2 shards, and this requires the blaze cakes and requires superheating. But yes, there is a way of looping this because the shards can be made from skulk flour that's superheated. All of this stuff comes initially from skulk, and skulk can even be created. So there is a loop for actually making skulk, and skulk can also, if you didn't know, can be broken down into XP too. So if you do have a bonus loop, yet again, another way of granting even more XP. And XP, oh, I'm invisible. Let me just fix that real quick. XP is used a lot for all of these relics and max leveling them up. Like, I know I've barely touched any of the XP stuff that we've been producing, but I tell you, this XP is needed, and you do need a lot of it. Speaking of a lot, I want to get rid of you. What are you doing? This is a super ow! What in the... No, don't kill my Starbunkle! Why is it even attacking passive mobs? Okay, here we go again. Here we go again. I've got to use this. Oh yeah, you don't deal super damage back on that. Oh, we got scrap from that. So now though that I am back, let's go ahead and get this scroll set up so that way we can go back there anytime we need. That is going to be really helpful. And also, to change the name of simple items like this, we can drop it and use like a name spell, or we can even use this labeling gun where we put the item that we want to change the name of in here, and we can say deep, dark. Perfect. And then just pull it out, and it doesn't cost anything. Super free. Love this labeling tool. And so there you have it. We got ourselves echo ingots, and I hope you learned something today in today's episode, whether it was about a spell that can take out bosses or really anything, what these relics can do, all kinds of fun stuff. Let me know down in the comments below what you're going to do with that particular spell that I showed today, because I'm sure you're going to end up using it, right? But now, if you did enjoy, be sure to click that subscribe button if you haven't already, and give this video, guys, a huge thumbs up. And now it's time for me to thank the amazing supporter of today's episode. And that amazing thanks is going to go out to Mango Hun. Thank you so much for your amazing support in choosing to support me over on the Discord, while becoming a Discord premium member, and just supporting my content in one of the best ways possible. Thank you so much, and I appreciate all of you guys. I'll see you in the next one. And as always, thanks for watching.